Good day everyone, I'm Herlio Borafy Reviews here back at it again with the review for the Heidi's MP143. Okay, this is the newest planar IEM from Heidi's. Oo, ito yung kapatid ng Heidi's MP145, although hindi ko pa na-audition yun, but ayun yung kapatid niya, okay? So, before we proceed, I'd like to thank Heidi's for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest transparent review. Rest assured na katulad din naman ng lahat ng reviews ko, this is honest and as transparent and as independent as it can get. Okay? Oo, kasi win-win yun para sa ating lahat. At the same time, hindi na hassle yun para sa ating lahat. Sa inyo, mag-fact check. While sa akin, mag-edit-edit pa ng kung ano-ano. Oo, and ayun, at least, di ba, this is the most in the rawest form of tawag doon, rawest form of impressions or review ko sa game na to. Okay? So, Heidi's has been doing planar IEMs lately, lalo na yung MP145. And probably yun yung nag-start ng planar revolution ng Heidi's. Okay? Specifically ng Heidi's. And yung planar nila is based as far as I know that I know of is based sa Whale series, as you can see, because they are in a collaboration with the WDC. So yung planar IEMs nila, yung MP145 and MP143 are made, or it has the whale concept in mind. Okay? Both in sa looks and sa motif and sa sound. We'll get into that later. So, ito yung box niya. As you can see, it is your bug standard usual box. Ng ID. Yun. And ano talaga, nag-commit sila sa sa promise nila na this will be a environmental friendly packaging. Okay? Lahat ng gamit dito, lahat ng kasama dito, however, lahat ng kasama dito is made from recycled material or paper. Sa pagkakabasa ko dun sa promotional ad nila sa Kickstarter. Okay? So, I love seeing companies, especially and particularly Heidi's, na nagko-commit talaga na ganun. Na talaga, they are environmental friendly when it comes to packaging, or iniiwasan nila yung additional unnecessary na waste. Okay? Pero ayun nga, however, in my opinion, they kinda, what do you call this? They kinda missed the opportunity na parang full on talaga, walang plastic and all, you feel me? Dito sa lalagyan nila ng sa lalagyan nila ng nozzle, because you can see it is plastic. They could have done yung yung mga screw on na nozzles katulad ng yung sa ibang brands, pero ayun nga, hey, this exists, andito na to, it is functional and sturdy naman. Okay, so ano yung mga inclusions niya? Yes, pag kasama tong pin, itong pin na to. And the same time, itong what do you call this, ito yung set ng isang ear tips niya, na yung naglalagyan is paper din, di ba? So kahit papaano nag-commit talaga sila dun sa oath nila. Same goes din dito sa isang set nila ng ear tips. Then ayun, ito yung case na kasama nila. Yan, di ba? Ayan yung case na kasama. Sa price niya, by the way, ang price niya is around $80 or around 4,000 to under 5,000 pesos yan. Most likely sa atin. Basta $80 siya, Kickstarter. So, magiging $90. So, siguro kapag hindi, di ba? Kapag tapos na yung Kickstarter price. Pero, ayun nga, for that price, mapapatawad ko or parang forgiving yung ganito na, I mean, this is sufficient enough for its price. Given na, ayun nga, under $100 naman siya. So, hindi naman superly need ng, hindi naman overly need ng case. Hindi rin naman fragile yung Heidi's MP143 to begin with. So, it's okay. Okay? So, ayun, ito ilalagyan niya ulit. Again, ilalagyan niya ng nozzle. Kasi interchangeable yung nozzle filters nito. And yung, what do you call this? And yung, And yung nozzles, anong tawag doon? Yung nakakabit na nozzle doon, on stock, is yung brass nozzle niya. Okay? And ito yung IEMS itself, as you can see. Oo, I requested for this motif talaga, na kulay blue to. Tapos, white yung cable and 4.4. Kasi, yung sa motif niya talaga, this really fits so well dun sa motif niya. As you can see. Oo, this is inspired dun sa whale motif. Kay salt whale actually, yung motif dyan. Ayan, ano lang talaga siya. Pwede siya masingitan ng mga alikabok and such, pero okay lang, pwede naman din linisin. Oo, as you can see. 'Di ba? Oo, ganda talaga ng motif. And ito yung cable. Ang ganda ng cable. Ano siya, hindi naman siya super nipis, but at the same time, hindi siya durable. Sorry. Hindi siya fragile. Ayan. Tapos 4.4. Kasi planar. Okay? Planars need power, as we all know. Okay. So, fit and comfort, wala akong naging problem dito. This leans to the slightly larger side of ears. Oo, pero ayun, kapag halimbawa sobrang liit ng tenga mo or nasa smaller side yun talaga, you may find this chunky, bulky sa tenga mo. But to me, I had no problems with it. Mas maliit siya sa compared sa KZ AS10 Pro. Ayan, mas maliit siya doon. Sabi nila mas maliit siya sa MP145, but I haven't auditioned the MP145 kasi. So, I can't and won't be using any comparisons between that. I am really sorry. Pero meron pa naman tayong may co-compare na planers dyan. Okay? Okay, so as for the sound ng MP143, okay, ang Hydis MP143, nagamit yung stock nozzle filter. Actually, warm balance siya eh. Oo, on certain sources But to me, generally most of the time sa kahit anong sources na ilagay ko, it is a mild V-shape sound signature na naglilin sa warmth or naglilin sa bass side. Kasi yung bass niya, it is elevated, it is chunky, mabilis, and so. Oo, pero nandun din yung planar qualities na kahit siya, yun nga, mabilis siya na clean, but can sometimes sound dry. Oh, and yet textured siya. So, it can be a preference thing. Depende sa inyo kung anong nakagawian nyo talaga or yung preferred yung tunog ng bass nyo na gusto. But, ayun yung bass ng Hydis MP145. Okay? So, pwede ba siya sa bass head? Well, yes, if bass talaga yung hanap niya na bass quality na chunky at the same time mabilis yung planar stuff, okay, it's okay. Masasatisfy siya dun. But if halimbawa yung gusto niya is yung bass na galing sa dual dynamic driver or DD dynamic driver, yan, sorry, dynamic driver na what do you call this, yung medyo mas matagal ang onte, mas natural yung decay, alam mo yun, mas okay sa kanila yung DD sets compared talaga sa sa planar set. But then again, this is a really good set if you're looking for bass talaga ng MP143. And mas mas ma-explain ko pa yan kasi explain ko yung differences ng nung sa filters. Okay? As for the mids, yung mids naman, it is lush, it is smooth. Open naman siya, but not as open as what I would prefer. Hindi rin siya forward, or hindi rin siya forward as what I would prefer, or kahit alam mo yun, mas medyo parang maluwag, if you may. Pero for the most part, it is a really good sounding mids talaga when it comes to lushness, smoothness, but at the same time, nandun yung detail. Okay, lalo na sa lower mids. Yung lower mids na ito, hindi tinipid, makapal yung tunog, maganda siya for lower instruments, sa lower mids or vocals, male vocals specifically. Sa upper mids, yes, it is it is elevated, pero hindi super elevated. May air pa rin naman siya. Yes, there is air, sparkly and clear. Yung planar timbre niya, it isn't much. No, actually. Actually, same level sila ng Lechuer SO8. Pero, sabihin natin mas lamang to ng onte dun sa planar timbre. Pero hindi naman siya super irritating. Like, yung ibang planars before na nauna talaga, like the 7Hz Timeless na may times nakakairita talaga yung planar timbre, alam mo yan. Tangsu, Sechenbu, ayan, yung mga ganyan. Ito, hindi naman to ganon. Kahit papaano na ma-mask off naman ng warmth niya, ng base niya yung planar timbre. Oo, which is ano din, lalo na talaga pag, ayun nga, naka-base ano ka, naka-base filter. Okay? Same goes din sa treble. Yung treble niya extended. It is airy. Maganda yung detail retrieval. I actually like the detail retrieval of this one, the MP143. Pero andun niya yung planar timbre. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. Depende sa tolerance ng tenga mo sa sibilance or sa bright upper frequencies. Okay? Now, as for the technical performance, to me, dito bumawi yung Hydis MP143 kasi, syempre, in a nutshell, it is a mild V-shaped or warm balance sounding na, anong tawag doon? Probably sa iba, sabihin natin, it's too common, ganito, ganyan. It's, you can see it in every IM. Pero, yung soundstage kasi neto, lalo na sa price niya na under 4,000 pesos, it is something na to me, personally, based sa mga na-audition ko talaga, under 5,000, it is quite unbeatable sa soundstage. Yung soundstage niya is very, very immersive, very wide. Yun nga, very immersive, sobrang tangkad ng height, yung depth na ganda. I'm not exaggerating sa under 5,000 talaga. Ito yung pinaka-immersive na soundstage na narinig ko. It is very immersive. It gives the impression na yung alam mo out of your head experience. This has it talaga sa soundstage niya. Dito ako mako-comment talaga yung MP143. Tapos yung imaging and yung imaging, layering and separation niya, wala rin naman problems doon. We know planar and their planar things malinis talaga and can handle really busy tracks well. Walang problem doon kahit brutal death metal pa patugtugin mo or yung ano yun, kalimutan ko yung nasa test tracks ko, Fear Loathing in Las Vegas. Let Me Hear, ayan. Kahit yung patugtugin mo, walang problem doon. Hindi siya magtutunog putik o magtutunog mishmash. Okay? So, proceed tayo dun sa sa tuning filters niya. As for the tuning filters niya, sobrang straightforward lang ng tuning filters ng MP143. Gamitin mo yung bass filter, which is the red one. Madadagdagan yung bass chunk niya. Madadagdagan yung warmth niya. But at the same time, alam mo yun, to me, probably it's ayun nga, subjective siya. Yung bass speed niya, mas babagal siya slightly. As in, slightly lang naman. Very, very slightly. Okay? Tas yung treble niya, ayun nga, dahil nga mas mataas na yung bass niya or mas bassy na siya, mas parang magto-tone down, pa even yung planar sheen niya is parang mas mamumute and compare doon. Pero ayun nga, it is not my thing kasi nababawasan yung airiness niya to it. Yung soundstage niya, to me, nababawasan din. Okay, so it's not my thing. Nung nilagay ko na, ngayon, ang nakalagay sa akin ngayon is yung treble filter. Ayan. Yung nilagay kay treble filter, yung bass chunk niya is natapyas. Okay? Natapyas siya. So, nagkaroon siya ng room sa mids. Mas na-uplift yung mids, actually. Mas nag-forward yung mids. Mas naging open siya. And I like it. I like that one. Mas nagkaroon siya ng air. Talaga. Mas naging, alam mo yun? Mas naging pronounced yung mids niya. Pero hindi naman too forward. Actually, hindi nga siya forward to begin with. But na forward talaga. But more parang umangat lang yung mids niya. And I like it. I like the placement of the mids. Hindi na siya parang boxed in yung tunog niya, if you may. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung tamang term, pero ayun, kasi parang pag yung stock filter niya is parang nakakahon yung mids niya. Alam mo yun na parang it could have been more wider, gano'n. Pero ayun, nagawa niya ng paraan dong nilagay na yung treble filter. Tapos yung treble niya, syempre, ayun, mas naging mas extended. Mas naririnig mo yung planar sheen, pero hindi pa rin naman unbearable talaga to begin with. Mataas din yung tolerance ko sa treble, so there's that. Kaya hindi siya like para sa lahat, kumbaga. Pero ayun, I like my mids more dito sa treble filter kasi mas naging open talaga siya. Same goes sa soundstage. Mas lumawak yung soundstage to me sa tenga ko and mas naging malinis yung separation niya, imaging and layering. Oo. And yung bass niya, ayun nga, mas naging mas calmer. Ayan, mas naging less chunky, na shaved off na, oo. Mas parang, alam mo yun, mas parang naging articulate yung bass niya to me. Oo. Sa akin na naman yun. It can be different sa iba't ibang tao. Lalo na this is a planar set. Okay? Okay. So, now proceed tayo sa comparison. Ang may ko-compare ko lang dito na syempre yung na-audition ko like lately, since nakairam nga ako 'di ba versus the sa SO8 is yung Lechuer SO8, yung timeless at saka yung Lechuer S12. So bale yung Lechuer SO8 pag pinag-compare dito sa Hydis MP143, it is a much warmer, but at the same time yung mids niya is much more forward when compared dito sa MP143. Tapos yun to kasi may din this is a first din yung driver technology niya. Yung driver tech ng SO8 is yan niya, meron siya parang diaphragm. Sa pagkakaintindi ko, meron siyang diaphragm ng dynamic driver na nakakabit dun sa planar. So, ayun, alam mo yun, yung parang, hindi na, yung base niya, hindi na parang pang-planar na parang, alam mo yun, dry, ganun. Hindi, tunog dynamic driver yung base na ito. To me. Oh, so it is a good thing. Oh, and I like that one. Yung mids niya mas forward and mas alam mo yun, mas bodied when compared dito sa MP143 when compared. So they can go toe to toe kasi ayun, it gives the alam mo yun, mas more relaxed feeling yung MP143 compared dito na sa iba ayaw nila ng forward yung mids nila, so it can be a good or a bad thing. Yung planar sheen, din, mas muted dito sa SO8, pero kaya namang gawa ng paraan basta ikabit mo yung bass filter dito sa MP143. Yung treble naman is mas extended dito, of course, sa MP143 when compared sa SO8. Tapos, yung air is about the same actually. Oo, pero ngayon, syempre, nakakabit na yung treble filter neto, mas airy na to when compared dito. Sa technical performance, no doubt and no contest, mas malawak talaga tong MP143. Mas immersive siya. Okay? Very immersive talaga compared dito sa SO8. Yung the rest ng yung imaging, layering, separation, they are nearly the same actually. Oo. Mas nagkaroon lang ng slight edge itong MP143 sa imaging, lalo na nung nilagay ko yung treble filter. Tapos, ayun yung parang pinaka-comparison ng dalawa. So, kung alimbawa, ikaw yung tatanungin kung anong mas gusto mo, kung anong gusto mo, mas better sa kanila, I'd say they both excel actually sa price nila. They really excel for their respective price points talaga. Lalo na we're talking about 5,000 pesos or under $100 na IEMs, na planar IEMs, okay? Pero kung halimbawa like tatanungin ako like Hurley, ikaw anong gusto mong no bias and shade yan to ganyan, anong gusto mong planar IM sa dalawa? I'd prefer the Lechuer SO8. Bakit? Kasi yung Lechuer SO8 gusto ko yung nga, as what I have been telling you ever since sa mga nagre-review, I like my mids more present. Kahit hindi naman overly present, but I like my mids mas present compared sa ibang frequencies. I like my mids very body detailed talaga and such. So, naglilin ako sa Lechuer SO8 when it comes to that. Kahit na, ayun nga, yung technicalities naman niya kasi, kahit na mas wide and mas immersive tong MP143, hindi naman din sobrang behind tong SO8 when compared. They are nearly the same sa ibang aspects, maliban sa soundstage. Pero ayun, kung hanap mo talaga is yung soundstage talaga and you don't care too much about sa mids, and okay lang sa yung mild V-shape or yung warm balance, 'di ba? Or yung neutral balance, yun, oo, yung mild V-shape na slash warm balance na sound signature, the MP143 is the better choice for you. Dahil nga, yun, wide soundstage. And at the same time, mas mura siya. Oo, if we're talking about Kickstarter price, ha, mas mura siya ng konti compared sa SO8. And ayun nga, I mean, the shell says it all. Oh, lalo na pag malaki yung tenga mo, this is a good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Okay, now compare natin sa Lecture S12 at saka sa 7Hz Timeless. To me, they are yung mga yun is fun sounding sets. Oo. Actually, mas fun sounding sets pa siya compared dito sa Heidi's MP143 when compared. Kasi yun talaga elevated yung bass niya and chunky, and at the same time mas a bit slower. It is a bit slower when compared dito talaga kahit na naka-stock filter pa to. Yung mids din niya is mas open to actually, mas matino yung mids nito when compared dun sa dalawa. And yung trebles at saka yung planar sheen nila, yung refinement nila, mas refined talaga to. But ayun nga kasi it is understandable given yun was like 2 years ago. Those planars were released 2 years ago, if I believe, or 3 years ago. Yung S12 tsaka yung Timeless. Okay? Now, compared naman sa Zetyan Wu. Yung Zetyan Wu, it is a bit more chunky. Yan, chunky talaga yung bass niya. Tonality focus kasi ang Zetyan Wu. Ngayon, it can be a good or a bad thing depende sa makikinig. So hindi siya technically competent. Ayan, hindi siya technically competent when compared dito sa MP143 at saka sa SO8. Oo. Pero yun, chunky yung tunog niya, chunky talaga yung mids niya, makapal, yung treble niya, sa iba, rolled off yun, sa akin sakto lang. Oo, tas ayun, pero nandun yung apparent planar timbre. Well, oo, ayun. Tas yung soundstage niya is mas maliit compared dito sa MP143. Then, yung separation, imaging, layering, mas lamang to MP143. Okay. So, may recommend ko ba tong Heidi's MP143? Well, it is a resounding yes. If hanap mo is a planar IEM na malawak ang stage. Like, literal immersive yung stage. Under 5,000 pesos or under 100 USD. These two actually goes toe to toe talaga itong SO8 tsaka tong MP143. Sa price talaga nila, it is very, very, very competitive, which is I really like kasi nagpupush talaga sila ng innovation ng how much can they squeeze in for their fans or their customers talaga. So, the MP143 is a top recommendation for me. If ayun nga, hanap mo is immersive soundstage at the same time, anong tawag doon? At the same time, all-rounder yung signature. Maganda yung motive and maganda yung agenda nila when it comes to being environmentally friendly. Diba? So, well done, Heidi's. This is a really good set. May re-recommend ka talaga to everyone na anong tawag doon, gusto ng sound stage na wide sa isang IEM. Kasi, most of the people that have been asking me most of the time talaga is naghahanap ng IEM na balawak ang sound stage. As we all know, physics-wise, that is quite hard to do sa IEM. We know that. Kasi IEM yun in-ear. They go directly sa sa ear canal. So, it is very, very difficult to do. Very tedious to do talaga. Okay? So, that ends my review for the Heidi's MP143. I still have sets na need a review, which is the EDC Pro. Tapos, meron pang mga parating. So, stay tuned on that. See you on the next one.